Hulk Hogan makes racist remarks about Kamala Harris. Plus, a scrapped Mercedes WWE return plan has been revealed. Plus, a major TNA star is challenging for a WWE title. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Video footage obtained from TMZ shows Hulk Hogan at an event launching his new line of beer. During this event, he got the crowd riled up, chanting and cheering. He did some Steve Austin "what" chants, and then asked if the crowd wanted him to body slam and leg drop Kamala Harris. And then it got a bit weird from there.
He asked the crowd also, is Kamala a chameleon? Is she Indian? Before mocking her Indian heritage, and then made a racist gesture referring to indigenous Americans. He very quickly realizes he's crossed a line and says, I'm going to get heat for that one, brother, and claimed it was the beers talking.
You can even tell in the crowd that they were like, oh, maybe he shouldn't have done that, because the crowd were very loud throughout, and then when that happened, they went very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, he shouldn't be out there making any remark of this level and using a platform in which he's obviously nailed himself to the Trump train, but using a platform in which he's trying to launch a personal brand to do so is just extra wheels within wheels stupid.
It's one we'll keep an eye on at cultaholic.com. Mercedes Mone has opened up about how she plans it for a spell a few years ago to return to WWE in a big way, being part of WrestleMania 39. And she also revealed what made her choose AEW instead.
So from her newsletter, the Mone Mag, she talks about attending a Rams game at the SoFi Stadium in LA a few years ago with her advocate, Kevin Undergaro, and what a stadium it is. She said, in the back of my head, I kept thinking, this is where WrestleMania is going to be. It's an enormous, beautiful stadium in Tinseltown, the city of angels. How could Snoop's first cousin and a member of the Mandalorian cast not be here? Thus, at the end of the game, I leaned over to Kev and I said, I need to be here for Mania. And at that time, that's truly how I felt what my plan was.
Kev being her advocate, who she was sat with at the time. And I remember reading that and thinking to myself, you know, how could Cultaholic newsreader and BBC Radio Newcastle presenter best present this news? And then I thought, just to take it straight from her newsletter.
Look, you've got to be your own biggest hype man.
Yeah.
You've got to be your own biggest promoter. And she is Snoop's cousin, and she was in The Mandalorian.
She was. I saw her in it that time.
And it is
as well.
LA.
And it is. She was definitely in LA. I had planned on returning to WWE for WrestleMania in LA. That was, of course, before Tony invited us to see the show. Mind you, there were no discussions of signing with AEW at this point. Zero. Tony, Kev, and I had texted as friends, but it was just a casual invite. I wanted to go, not out of curiosity or to kick the tires, but honestly, because I love wrestling. To this day, when I have the time, I still watch the indie shows. I really continue to have that much passion for it.
But she did go on to say that attending All In is what helped sway her to join AEW. And I mean, how could it not? She said the fact that they got 80,000 rabid and passionate fans to attend an event that wasn't Mania blew me away. It made me excited for wrestling in a way I'd not felt in a long time. By the end of the show, getting way ahead of ourselves, as my advocate Kev admits to doing so often. We were planning the very entrance that you'll see this year.
So she's getting a big entrance on Sunday's show.
Just comes down like the giant in WCW. No music, just
that would be wonderfully sad. But in amongst that, she reveals there that part of the wheels were in motion for her returning to WWE as part of WrestleMania 39.
It's not the first time she's touched on potentially going back to WWE or having thought about potentially going back to WWE, but this is probably the most we've ever heard her discuss that was something she was looking at. And I guess at the time, AEW, again, I know they've been around for like 5 years now. It's still a fairly new company. There's a lot of risks involved with going somewhere like that, but attending an event the size of Wembley and seeing that crowd, it's had an effect.
Exactly. You couldn't when in amongst all of that, the crowd from All In last year was phenomenal. So
what's she up to right now, though? She's got to be in the UK.
Well, she is indeed, and it was only yesterday morning she thought, how could Snoop's first cousin and a member of the Mandalorian cast have their breakfast? Well, she decided to go to Wetherspoons in Cardiff, and as Ross very expertly broke down in the news yesterday, and indeed he did break down in the news yesterday. She has removed items from her Weatherspoons
I think she's gone in there and she's
about it.
No, I think she's just ordered specific things on a plate. But the thing is, you get what you pay for at Spoons.
It's Spoons.
I'm not crapping on Spoons. Spoons is great, but at the same time, it's just weird seeing somebody that famous in a Weatherspoons. It's so kind of sad. Microwave ovened food. It serves its purpose.
She likes to save money by going to Weatherspoons. And then after her rubbish breakfast, she went to New Wave Wrestling in Cardiff to train with Mark Andrews. Yeah. Had a nice afternoon with Mark Andrews and a few of the students there. I had just a few hours before she checked in, I had a chat with Mark Andrews all about, because this weekend he's part of a 3-promotion wrestling extravaganza on the Saturday morning called All Caps All Day. And it's North Wrestling from Newcastle upon Tyne, it's Hustle Wrestling from Islington, and it's Attack Pro Wrestling from Wales. Everybody's bringing their best into the London city area, and we're going to have a banger on Saturday morning. Yeah. Tickets available for the garage. Come and say hi. It's going to be a good time. NXT last night, we saw a faction reintroduced to the world. Fallon Henley, Jacy Jayne, and Jasmine Nix. They now have a name.
Yeah, they're called Fatal Influence. The official name was sort of given there and then, but their goal is to take out the people who joined from other sports and don't show respect to the ones that have grifted to get a shot. And I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You don't just come into this industry. Who do you think you are? Olympic pole vaulter. Who do you think you are?
Pole vault. Who do you think
Former football player. Like, it's one of those where it's a natural storyline, isn't it?
I think
how
it's
dare you?
Wonderful.
I've absolutely grinded my way here. It's taken me years to reach this level, and you just waltz in on a next in line contract. Shame on you.
Fallon Henley and Jacy Jayne talked all about that in this vignette, and they said the only person from this next in line initiative that listened to them is former soccer player Jasmine Nix, and that's why she's part of the gang with these two as well.
A little bit hypocritical.
Yeah, but she's kind of gone, I know where the power lies, so I'm going to stick with these two.
I agree with these people, so I'm going to give up my contract. I'm going to go grind on the indies, and I'll see you all in 10 years.
I'll be just off to go do North in Newcastle. I'll be back soon. That'll be fun. Now, also last night on NXT, the shape of NXT No Mercy took, shape. Obafemi on that night, September 1st, is going to defend the North American title against Tony D'Angelo.
Oh, Big Tone.
Big Tone facing even bloody bigger Obafemi.
He's got quite the challenge ahead of him, but I believe in him. I believe in Tony. That's
a
song,
great
isn't
catchphrase.
Yeah.
You should use it.
You can have that one for free.
Nathan Fraser and Axiom getting their rematch against Chase U for the NXT tag team titles. Do you believe in Nathan Fraser and Axiom?
Kinda, but I think Chase U they've got it locked in, haven't they?
A gauntlet took place last night featuring members of the women's division that hadn't yet challenged for a title. It was won by Jada Parker, and she's going to face Roxanne Perez for the NXT women's title on September the 1st.
Should be a hell of a bout.
That'll be a good time. I believe in Jada Parker. And in the main event, it was confirmed last night after winning a triple threat match over Pete Dunne and Wesley. Joe Hendry will headline his first WWE special event when he challenges Ethan Page for the NXT title.
Go on, bring it home, Joe.
Oh, wrestling's coming home.
You can have that one, Joe. You don't have any catchphrases. Have that.
Yeah. Think about it. Andy Murray's just retired, so now we need a new
British hero, so long as he wins.
Yes, if he wins, he's British. If he loses, he's Scottish.
Yeah, that's how it
Joe
works.
Hendry could be the new Andy Murray. Proud of you, mate. So that was a decent main event last night. A lot of shenanigans from Trick Williams, who ran in to attack Pete Dunne.
A lot of setup, but it's kind of expected.
Yeah, that was it. We saw Zachary Wentz get in there afterwards as well. We're going to see the Rascals explode at some point. But now Joe Hendry in the do they put the NXT title on Joe Hendry? Are they going to do it?
It'd be a big shout, and I believe in Joe, and I think that I want to see it, but it's one of those where you're not going to know until it could go either way. It could go literally either way. The impassioned promo he cut on him as well the other day, it was just so good.
We believe in Joe Hendry here. Clap, clap. And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com.
Clap, clap.
Stay safe. Clap, clap.